Hello again, friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to a match preview. That's right, the boys are back in town this Saturday to take on Wrexham. The international break is done and dusted. The drama that was the international break for so many people last night, obviously, with Scotland going through, but we're here to talk about Ipswich Town and the path that lies ahead, and it's 43 days until the new year, January the 1st. There are 12 games in between that, which means, Matt, there's 30 shows because Talking Town covers every kick, every view, every question, every opinion, every reaction. We are going to be there covering it all. So there's about 30 shows, which if you want to break it down, I'll let you do the maths. 43 days, 30 shows. It's going to be a long one, but I'm buzzing for it. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, you're on mute, mate. There you go.
That's about as many shows as we did in the Premier League, wasn't it?
Is it? Yes, it feels that way. And of course, you are all welcome to join us. I hope you do join us for every kick, every view, every question, every opinion, every passion, every praise. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new, for your news, views, fan opinion, and more. And of course, if you want to go one step further and believe in what we're doing here and want to support myself and the platform, become a YouTube member or head to our Ko-Fi. You get a whole host of thank yous when you do become a member, such as member-only content, Discord, merch discounts. Yeah, the merch store is still running. So there'll be a Black Friday sale coming. It'll be free postage for a certain, there you go. When you spend £20 or £25 free postage, I'll do something. I haven't thought of it until now, as you can see. Sometimes the idea.
What a shock.
Sometimes the best ideas are the ideas that you have well in advance, and other times are the best ideas that you have on the spur. But yeah, honestly, subscribe, support us. But we're here for it. Every kick, every question. We've got loads of people in the chat. Love to see. Get your thoughts in ahead of this weekend. We'll start with. We're not going to start with Town in 60. That's Sunday's show. It's been a weekend.
What a great win! What a great win it was.
What's your Town in 60, Matt? Following that one. No, it's going to be our gut meter reaction. So we're heading into this one off the back of a 4-1 win. What is our gut meter check? How confident are you? Of course, I'll run through the scores as always. A 1 to 5 is a defeat. A 5 to a 7 is a draw. 7 and above, you think Town are going to pull out all 3 points. You're so confident. What is it? Why is it? Go.
It's got to be an 8, hasn't it? It's got to be an 8 out of 10, really, after the Swansea win. I will caveat slightly in that we were a little bit, I call it luck, but I've said on the show, it was a great save from Walton, but I suppose he got lucky in that it hit the post, ran across the line. Matisse was there to clear it. So we got a little bit lucky there, but, fortune favours the brave and all that kind of thing. But, Colin's in the chat. We were chatting on the phone the other night. Ipswich somehow have got to get their away form firing at Portman Road. Because we've had a couple of duds in, haven't we? We dominated Watford, but couldn't get the 3 points. We got dominated by Charlton in the second half and lose that 3-0. So, they're just a couple in recent memory where we've not hit the standard. Yet you go away from home and we score 8 goals in a week or whatever it was away from home. So that's the Town we need to. Look, we've done it already this season. We've beaten Sheffield United. We swatted away Norwich, gutted. So we are capable of doing it. I think it's going to be a very tight game on Saturday against Wrexham, who seem to blow hot and cold, really, don't they? Whether or not Kiefer Moore's going to be involved, we'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be a good spectacle Saturday, I think. Yeah,
it should be. Colin says he's 10 on the confidence, on the gut meter check. Lynn is a 9, Paul's an 8, Shane's a 9. Lots of confidence. As you say, 2 back-to-back away victories, 2 4-1 back-to-back away victories coming in. Obviously, the last home game was a 1-1 draw where Town, talk about, Wrexham blowing hot and cold. Well, Town were, I wouldn't say red hot that night, but they certainly were knocking on the door all night long and just couldn't find that way through.
That's one of the big things, isn't it, Martin? To be that clinical as we have been away from home, we haven't been at Portman Road. We really should. That was 2. We said on the night, didn't we? That was 2 points dropped against Watford. Yeah. We really should have won that game, and we didn't. So it is. But look, hope springs eternal. You've seen some. Sound like Marcus Evans here. Seen some green shoots of recovery in the away form. Just needs to transfer to Portman Road. That's all.
Absolutely, yeah. And Shane's a 9, as I say. David says, watch out, Ipswich fans. Canaries I think David's our resident Norwich fan. Canaries have a new manager. Watch them climb the table, overtake Talking Town with manager bounce, and Bet Colin will be watching their progress with great concern from Dave. Appreciate the update from yeah, good luck to him. Max Fax, 7 on the confidence, more because of the squad rather than on form. And John says 7, still a bit haunted by Charlton and Watford. It's funny, isn't it? Because I feel like this is what I love about these shows and the season and the community we build here at Talking Town as we do these shows. Because at the start of the year, I think the community and the show vibe was, if we can take away our home form to our away performances, we're going to be okay. Well, they did that. And now everyone's saying, but if we can take our away form into our home performance, we're going to be okay. It's just that roller coaster of the season.
Yeah, it's exactly that, isn't it? I mean, what's probably been missing in those other games is, Philogene scored against Watford, didn't they? But we've been very reliant on him to score these kind of like the hat-trick, the 2 games I mentioned, the hat-trick against Sheffield United, the worldie against Norwich at Portman Road. We were kind of reliant on that. We need to start seeing other players step up. You saw it with Jack Clark, didn't you, in terms of scoring at Swansea? My laptop says the battery's about to run out. I have to plug it in a second. But you've seen Jack Clark step up. Now we need to see the likes of maybe a George Hurst or a Casey McAteer if he's on the right-hand side. As good as Eagly's been, as we said in the show the other week, he hasn't had a shot on target yet. So we need to start, even though he looks like Stardust, you just need that extra 1-2% to make a difference. I best plug in, or you're going to lose me.
You plug it in. If you're brand new here at Talking Town, I promise you, by at least show 15 of the next 30, we'll have a tighter ship. All right, it's been the international break. We're all coming in a bit cold, literally coming in cold in Matt's case this evening. But we'll promise we'll be more slick come game. Let's say game 15, Matt. Let's not go too early and peak too early on it. And you're frozen now in a really great position. But we'll say game 15. If you've been here for a while, if you've been here since the start, you'll know this is Talking Town all over, as it is. Okay, right. Let's get some comments while Matt. I don't know what Matt's doing there. Someone's going to get a beating at Portman Road, says Max Fax at some stage. We've got John is still haunted by the Charlton and Watford performances. You can be haunted by those performances, John, or you can take some real positivity from them. But I do appreciate your question, John. Thanks ever so much. Which leads me on to my next point. We are going to be doing some fan forum reaction towards the back end of this show, so do join us then. Be the same show. You haven't got to go anywhere. Don't know why I spoke like that for. You haven't got to go anywhere. You can stay right there. But we are going to reflect upon what we heard and what we saw at the fan forum last night. And don't forget, we are partnered with Match Bingo. We've partnered with Match Bingo to give you a 100% deposit bonus when you use the word, that's right, town, all in caps. The minimum is £10, and while it's bonus cash and can't be withdrawn, the winnings can be. So get your 100% deposit bonus by using the word town, all in caps, and combine the excitement of live sport with the thrill of bingo. Terms and conditions apply. Over 18s only. And whatever you do, please gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information. Right, we'll go to 1 to 11 now then. 1 to 11, Matthew Phillips. I'll run you. You're back, yeah. You're back, and the crowd go mild. So while you were away, I was just explaining that for those that are residents here, you'll know this is Talking Town 40 Towers. But for those that are new here, we're trying to pretend that by show 15 of our next 30, we'll be looking slicker. Yeah,
when I've got to host the show in your absence, I'll remember to plug the laptop in next time.
It would be
helpful, won't it? Yeah.
Incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so the aim of the game here is I don't want your 1 to 11 because, well, I don't know if you know the 1 to 11 that McKenna's going to pick unless you're Kieran McKenna himself. So I'm going to run you through the past 11, and I just want you to tell me if you're going to make any changes, and if so, who they are, and why you feel that change needs to be made. So in our live chat, in our comments, if you're watching on Catch Up, let us know what you think, how many changes, who you're changing, and why. But before you do, I did have a look at the voice message service this evening, and there was one missed call. It's not really a call. You can leave your voice message at any point. It's all on the screen right now. speakpipe.com/talkingtown. It's free. You don't have to sign up. No name is needed. And I like this one, Matt, because this is a one for a preview show. This is somebody who's given us his preview of the game coming up. So we're always welcoming those match reactions, questions, anything Ipswich Town related, use the free service and we'll play it on the show.
Afternoon, lads. Bjorn here. That's one for a couple of weeks. But I'll get back to you. Just on my lunchtime walk, so I can hear things in the background from Felixstowe docks, etc. I was just having a thought earlier on regarding, can we call it a resurgence of form recently? We've got, 4 games, 3 wins, 1 turgid draw, but still pretty good form. People coming back. I don't think it's going to be quite a rise like a phoenix from the flames, more like a slightly soggy seabird from an oil slick. But I do happen to think we're going to just turn a little corner. We can just put Wrexham down on Saturday, build that momentum going into a very busy away period. Mm-hmm. The away form seems to have turned around on its head, bizarrely, because it's Ipswich. Let's see what happens. On the roller coaster we go. I'm going to go crazy and predict by the time we replay against Blackburn, our Town are going to be sat in 3rd. Looking good. Upper Town, Upper Talking Town.
Take it.
See you soon. Hopefully on Saturday. Good, boys.
There you go. All right. So that was a voice message left on the free service. You can do that anytime, morning, day, noon or night, before the game, during the game, or after the game. But if it is during the game, you may have to apologise after the game if your take was wrong, which, of course, being a member of this community, Matt, it's never wrong. It was just at the wrong time.
Well said.
Thank you. All right. So the 11 last time was Walton, Furlong, O'Shea, Greaves, Davis, Taylor, Matasiwa, McAteer, Nunez, Jack Clark, and George Hurst, who should be looking to go to a World Cup now. So what is, how many, what is, who is, why? What are you doing for this Saturday? If you are.
Kieran McKenna's bingo balls. So, I mean, is Palmer back? Well, the rumour was that he'll be back after the international break. This is a post-international break, isn't it? So is he coming back? Tell me in the comments if you'd put him straight back in, or does Walton keep his spot? Because I made Walton man of the match against Swansea, didn't I? With that one save alone.
But this was asked on the fan forum, and obviously you can never take everything that you hear as, because it sounded to me like a little bit that Walton would be playing this weekend. It sounded to me like more like Palmer wasn't quite there yet, is what I took from the answer that I heard. Whether that's right or wrong, whether that's McKenna playing poker with his cards and keeping it all close to his chest.
He can't be trusted. I've said this before. Don't put any money down against McKenna at a card table. You
look for every single opportunity. But the question was, with Walton playing so well, will he keep the place, or will Palmer come back in, or something along those lines? And is he playing? I mean, he had one really good save. I'm not going to deny him that. But Alex Palmer is still head and shoulders above Christian Walton.
Yeah, he is really. His distribution's better as well. It just seems harsh to me that he would come in and do all right, Walton.
After one save.
Well, I mean, don't be down on that one save. I think if that game had gone 2-2, as we said on the show the following day, would have been a very different vibe.
I'm not down on it, but without sounding like Roy Keane, it is his job.
His job. True. Well, let's go on the presumption in that Palmer is still not quite match fit, as a few people are saying in the comments there. So we'll say Walton's going to keep his place, but you've got to think that Palmer's going to be returning. Well, we've got 3 games in a week, actually, haven't we? Because we've got Hull Tuesday, Oxford away on the Friday. I'm right in saying that. So
yes, you are. You are.
So there could be opportunity for Palmer to come back into the side there. I'm keeping pretty much. Actually, I'm going to keep the defence as it is. I think. I thought Greaves done all right against Swansea, but we know McKenna likes to chop and change. Only the left-sided centre back. So you could flip a coin on Kipre and Greaves, to be honest with you. I mean, lots of people are high on Kipre, and he played very well against QPR, didn't he? He had lots of good clearances and things. But on the flip side of that, scores a really stupid own goal against Middlesbrough. You know what I mean? And then you see Greaves come on against Watford, albeit as a left back, played very well. Our attacking threat went up a notch, didn't it, when Greaves came in that role? Certainly was better than what Johnson was. I'll keep the 4 there. The big question mark here is whether or not Taylor or Cahuste is going to be Matasiwa's partner in midfield. Taylor's done very well. Cahuste's been very, very good at Portman Road. I think Cahuste might come back in there, given it's a 3-game week. Eagley on the right-hand side. I'm keeping Nunez in a 10. toss a coin on probably Philogene or Clark. I reckon maybe Philogene will get the nod at Portman Road, given the reasons we said earlier, the hot run of form and goals that he scored a month or so ago. I think Hurst probably keeps his spot. He didn't play for Scotland last night, did he? Didn't come on, did he? But
No.
I think he probably keeps his spot. And, you know, Ivan has now got the bit between his teeth and hopefully can start breathing down Hurst's neck to start in that position, given he scored, you know, a couple of weeks ago, whatever it was, against Swansea.
Yeah, so I'll run through what we've just said there from front to back. Christian, what I want to say about is, you know, it's his job. Obviously, what I meant by that is not the save necessarily, because the save was world class. I'm never going to deny that, and it was a pivotal moment, important moment.
You want
class save. But but as replacement, it is. He is your replacement because you believe if he needs to come in and play a few games, that's exactly what he's going to do. Come in, play a few games, win points for you, and you're not going to miss a beat. I always live in the world. A player doesn't lose his place through injury; he loses it through form, which not everybody looks at it like. Because Alex Palmer was your undisputed number one beforehand; there was no question.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
he didn't get dropped because of bad form. He got injured, so you're not expecting him to come back and play any poorly than he did before. But that's my 2 cents on the goalkeeping situation. I think Walton will play this Saturday.
And he didn't let in 3 goals against Charlton, damn it. Get Walton out and Palmer back in. I'm jesting.
Moving on to the back 4, I think you're right in terms of Kipre and Greaves. You know, it is that left side that is a revolving door. That is going to continue. You know, yeah. It's personal preference. And as Kieran McKenna is manager, it'll be his personal preference when he announces the team to the squad, if he hasn't already, for Saturday.
Yeah.
In midfield, you mentioned Kayust. And I was looking at the chat when you did. Are you bringing Kayus back in and dropping Jack Taylor?
Yeah, I think Kayus has been playing very well at Portman Road. I think it's been very good. I think it's a different story on the road a little bit. Not as effective against Borough in a game that we lost. And Taylor's filled in all right. I'm right in saying he was at QPR and Swansea, wasn't he? Away from home. And I'd probably bring him in. At home. Yeah.
But sometimes things just work in life, right? Like J Tab on the right hand side of a midfield 4 just works, right?
I was not expecting you to say J Tab's name.
Right? Who would have said that when we signed Tabby, that he would turn into one of Town's best right midfielders in that decade, in that period, and he did. He was phenomenal. I still remember his header against Middlesbrough. Rising to meet it, but it worked. You didn't question it. The same way you shouldn't question when Taylor and Matasiwa are your best combination. When they bring the best out of each other, and they clearly do. Don't question it. Just run with it. Just
that's the best combo now, because everyone was saying Matasiwa Kayus was the best combo not so long ago.
Yeah, but then the world saw Taylor and Matasiwa, Matt, and their eyes were open.
Done very well. Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of Kayus. I think he's okay. I think I like him seems a good guy and everything. But, you know, I had a question mark about him returning to the club in the summer. But, you know, he's playing in a level below the Premier League, obviously, in the Championship against lesser opposition. He's looked good in some games like Pompey, Norwich. Did not too badly against Watford. I mean, there was that lovely nutmeg, wasn't there, and shot that went just wide. It could have been a totally different story if it had gone in. I just like his performances at Portman Road. I think he's been doing all right there. And I think Taylor's done well on the road. Same logic, Philogene, very good at Portman Road, not being so good away from home. I think you can apply the same to Kayus, and pretty much you see Philogene starting at Portman Road and sometimes replaced away from home with Clark coming in. So maybe that's the dynamic you're going to get moving forward. Combination at home and away.
Jens Kayus is a quality player, and I've often said that, you know, from what I've seen so far at Portman Road, and we haven't seen every single team yet, I've not seen many players that are better at ball carrying than Jens Kayus, and I still stand by that 100%. But I sometimes think combinations work for whatever reason. They just work. Tommy Smith, Christoph Berra just worked. Don't question it, run with it. This is one of them, right? Where you don't necessarily look at it from the outside and go, they're going to be my midfield 2 starting most weeks. But then you see it, and they bring the best out of each other. They hide the other's flaws, and they just work. So you just run with it. You go with it. You don't question it. I think this is one of those moments now where you've got to, yes, there's a whole lot of games coming up and you'll have rotation, but when both are fit, for now, that's your midfield 2 for me. Okay.
Certainly, I think Taylor has more attacking threat about him than Kayus. You say Kayus runs very well with the ball. He does. I'm not sure what his end product is like, really. I don't think he's got that. We've said before, he hasn't really got the range of passing of a Nunes, has he?
No.
He's very safe with his passing. I think it's even going to go to Leif Davis on the left or Weegley on the right. But he does read the game well, breaks up play well, presses well, and brings the ball out of defence and into the attacking thirds.
Yeah. Dom says
Taylor can bring that too.
Yeah, Dom says, well, we need to build for the Premier League. Why start Taylor? He won't last in the Premier League. And I get your point to an extent, and I agree with it to a certain extent. But I think what you do is you play what you've got right now, and you go, okay, is that player, whoever that may be, Premier League quality? Probably not. But what attributes does he bring to the team? Let's replace those attributes with the required qualities you need in a Premier League player. Once you get to that level, you don't say, well, he's not there now, but he might be the best midfield combination. It's subjective, but on form, that's how I view it. And of course, everyone who's watched this show ever before will know that I would always go in to defend Jack Taylor like you wouldn't believe. I'm his agent.
You were selling him in the summer, I seem to recall.
I was.
Actually, the answer might be if we were to get promoted, neither of those players would be the answer. Because given what Kieran said last night in terms of the level of quality above the Championship that the Premier League is, they probably neither are actually the answer.
And there is a reason, why Jens Karius is on loan at a Championship football club, because he's still a player that's developing and progressing, and where he'll be in a year's time, 2 years' time, we don't know. But there are certain elements of his game where he's not quite there yet, and I think adding that end product is certainly one of them for Jens Karius. And and he may get there towards the end of the season, may get there on Saturday. We just don't know. Okay, that's the 1 to 11. Love your thoughts there. We welcome yours at home on those or anything you've heard at all. We'll do a score prediction, Matthew. Score prediction for this weekend. Wrexham, I want your score prediction and your first goal scorer, please.
I think we'll edge it on Saturday. It's going to be interesting to see if Broadhead starts. Be interested if Kiefer Moore starts, because he's missed out on the Welsh games, hasn't he, with this hamstring injury. And Phil Parkinson had originally said they didn't think it was too serious, but he's missed out on playing for Wales. That makes me think if he wasn't fit enough to play for them, or he was just being saved or whatever for Saturday. I mean, he's a real threat, scores a hat-trick against Coventry. I think we'll have enough in the tank at Portman Road if we can be as clinical as we've been on away from home, and we have seen it in dispatches this season. I think we probably can. I think we could probably just edge it 2-1. I hope so, because obviously we've got this run of away games coming up, and we want to go in with that with full momentum, don't we?
Yeah. This is it. I've got some comments coming in. I'll come back to those before I look at some score predictions. Interesting to see if based on.
I didn't give me scorer, did I? Who would score? Philogene. Philogene starts. Philogene scores.
I thought you were giving that back. You said I thought you were playing coy. I thought you were going to deliver
that.
I
forgot.
Giving it a bit more deliberation.
I was too busy thinking about Kiefer Moore, whether or not he'd start. I think. The return of the Philogene Weldy, maybe that'd be good to see. I
mean, it is a return of some of the old players this week. Obviously, you've got Nathan Broadhead, as I'll jokingly refer to it, the Nathan Broadhead revenge game. Hopefully, it's more like a Cameron Burgess revenge game than it is than another one. I'll take those type of revenge games every day of the week.
Yeah, of course,
poor Cam. Yeah. But I don't quite think Broady, if he plays, will be in a position to put 2 in his own net. He might be, and if he does, excellent.
Surprise! I wonder what you'd get. Yeah.
I wonder what odds you would get. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Kiefer Moore, who many people still, when we have our shows and discuss the strikers particularly, still say, why was he not kept? We should have kept him over, whoever.
I'm one of those people. We do discuss it a lot, and I do get that logic. I do agree with that. I mean, you've got some good players, haven't they? If Moore starts, Broadhead just behind them, looking at the team here that beat Charlton 1-0. Ben Sheaf was another player that lots of people wanted to come into our midfield, you remember? Got linked with when he left Coventry for Wrexham. He's decent. It's gonna be a good test. This, I think.
Absolutely. It will be. Paul says Taylor's the player on form at the moment. He starts for me. Mabby, Taylor in the Championship, Karius in the Premier League. Colin, we've got a super squad. So sensible manager uses it. Gov. Dominic, we need to build for. I've read Dom's apology. Trevor says Karius is more class, but I think Taylor's a better all-round midfield player. Colin says Karius on Saturday, Taylor on Tuesday. Dom says, at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of Taylor, but he's a town player, so I support him. Absolutely, Dom. Completely agree with that, regardless of who plays, whether you would have started them or not. We're all going to support them come Saturday. And Stephen says, I want to have a chat with you guys if I can.
What about? He's put a little kiss at the end there, so it makes me think it's going to be.
I don't know if that's a
Mafia one.
Yeah. Stephen.
Yeah.
So we look. He doesn't look too intimidating in the profile. Oh no, wait, that's Kieran McKenna in the profile picture. Fair enough. It's definitely not Stephen. All right, Stephen, get in contact. You know how to do it, I'm sure. If you don't, I'm not going to tell you in case there's anything bad. Right, score predictions. 2-1 says Lynn. Paul says 2-0. Shane says 3-1. Paul says 3-1. Mike has gone for a 2-2. Mike, be positive. Come on. And then Dom's gone 2-2 as well. So there you go. 3-2.
That'd be seen as points drops again, wouldn't it? When you're going into this spell of away. I mean, we've been really good away from home. It's not going to last forever, though, is it? But I think if we could just take 3 points into that, into Hull and Oxford, be great.
David has dropped €10. Thank you very much, David, for a €10 super sticker. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for your generosity and for being a part of the community. Obviously, long-standing member of the community is David.
Top man, David.
Appreciate you. Shabby's gone ITFC 1. He's gone 1-1. He's gone Akpom and Broadhead. He's giving me both goal scorers there. Now that'd be a good one, wouldn't it? Getting Akpom up and running off the score sheet. And
he needs an Evan moment, doesn't he? That kind of like, finally you've broken the duck and scored. He needs that, because we know he's got goals in him. He's got fire in his boots. 30 goals for Borough, whatever it was, a couple of years ago. We need him firing too. Yeah.
And this is something that leads us on towards the end of the show here, and we're going to talk about the fan forum. But before I do, Dominic Dean has gifted 5 Talking Town memberships. Dominic, wow, that is amazing generosity. 5 lucky people are now members of Talking Town for a month. You get access now to the Discord, which is obviously to members as a thank you for being a member. So thanks, Dom, for that. You get 15% off merchandise for being a member. So take advantage of that. Head to our merch store, links in the description. You get one of those lovely mugs. If you buy it, obviously I'm not giving them away. I'm just chucking them out the car window. What was that show on Channel 4? They used to chuck things out. I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
Chuck things out of windows.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure that was.
Yeah. I'll have to look it up. That's going to bug me all night. But anyway, I'm not chucking them out of car windows as I drive past the street. Here, you have a mug. No. But yes, you get 15% and you get content when I make it for members only. Last week we had a team ratings member only show. We had a ups and downs. Did you enjoy my little ups and downs video? Trending up, trending down.
I did. Yeah, I did like it. Yeah, it's good. Nice little. It was like 8-10 minute piece, wasn't it? Nice little piece of content. Very good. Yeah. Yeah,
it was a few players I thought were trending up and a few players I thought were trending down following the Swansea game. Go check it out if you remember and not yet seen it. And Dom says, Gov, I'm happy to share my picture of ITFC legends for your shop. Oh, excellent, Dom. I'll be in touch. That sounds very, very good. Sharon says, this is generous of you, Dominic. It absolutely is. Dominic, thank you so much. And what we were saying a second ago leads on to the fan forum, January. And of course, you get the question of, will there be money to spend? And I don't think there's ever been an answer where a football club has said no. I think even Marcus Evans would have said yes.
He's not going to spend it.
but proof is in the pudding. And of course, they said there was. And we're talking about Akpom. The real tricky thing is, I've not yet seen enough of Akpom to say whether I need to go and replace him yet or not. Like, I don't feel I've really seen him been given a whole run of minutes as a 10.
You don't need any dough to replace Akpom. We just bring Chappers back playing the set.
Kind of lean on Messi Chaplin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're going to spend money, it's got to be on the striker, isn't it? I mean, how many times we say this every single week, don't we? Is it? Because it was interesting to me that McKenna and Ed Schwartz and Ashton seem to think they're in a far better place with the squad this season than they were last season, and in the season we actually get promoted from the Championship to the Premier League.
Are they going to say anything different? Well, that was just.
But you can't say that because he was happy with the options in all positions, wasn't he? I do wonder whether or not the number 9 comes into that.
Let's just wind that back with it. It's a great question. I'm glad you've asked it. You heard that quite a bit, and also good answer. That's a great answer. Well, but
we got a question on Facebook.
I'd be a bit surprised if he said the squad isn't as good as the last time we were promoted, or isn't as good as this time last year, having just broken the Championship record and spent money like that. His boss is sat to his left.
Yeah. Well, that's the point I'm making, though. I don't. We have the number 9 position is weakest for quite some time, I think.
I've seen it weaker.
Well, yeah, we've seen it weaker, but we were further down the pyramid then. But
That's
I'm sort
true.
of talking about a team that's trying to bounce back into the Premier League. And, I do wonder if Hurst and Ivan are your options that are going to take you there. We've got Ivan off the mark. Brilliant. He's still a bit of an unknown quantity. I mean, Hurst is doing all right. What's he got? 5, 6 goals? Something like that. So he's trotting along nicely. I think we need more than that.
Yeah, I think
we
we
need
do.
a keeper more star performance against Coventry who bags a hat-trick.
Agreed.
Like you saw Philogene against Sheffield United. They're the kind of performances I want to be seeing from the number 9. And, you'd have got that in abundance if Delap was still here, obviously. So we've not replaced, Delap. It's obvious, isn't it?
No, exactly. Sorry, I am listening to you, but David has dropped 5 Talking Town memberships. David, thank you so much for generosity number 2. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, David.
That is amazing. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you. So that's 5 more people that are now Talking Town members. Thanks to David's generosity. Appreciate you, David and Dominic. Caleb says Chappers isn't doing very well at the moment. No, fair enough. And Leighton says
he's paid out a position apparently. He's playing on the right side of a free or something.
Yeah.
But him, isn't it?
No, it's not. Leighton says, if you think, guys, we have only signed 1 striker, Delap, and sold him again since League One. Whew.
No,
I mean, no, we've signed more than 1, haven't we?
Al Hamidi come in as a permanent.
And you've signed, yeah, are we saying permanent only, or are we saying permanent and loan? Because they're loan as well. They're keeping more, obviously, as well.
Yeah, and Al Hamidi come in. Bring Al Hamidi back. I mean, will they go back for someone like a Latte Laff or something? I keep saying this because I'd really love him to be in a blue shirt and spearhead our automatic promotion push. I mean, they do go back, don't they, Ryan? You often say this. They do go back after 2-3 windows and actually sign the player they were looking at originally.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently Broadhead was one. Hurst was ongoing, wasn't it?
So who didn't we sign in the summer window that we were chasing for a striker? Who didn't we land?
That lad you liked in Greece, Ioannidis.
But that was a season ago, and that was in the Premier League. I don't think that's
that's true.
At the moment.
There wasn't that many strong links, particularly. I mean, the Mark Gouet from Chelsea went to Sunderland, didn't he, and come back again. I'm not sure if he could come to us now. I think he probably has to stay at Chelsea, wouldn't he? Having done a loan move there and gone back. Not sure. But look, something like Ivan was a curveball out of left field, wasn't it?
Yes.
He's only just joined Como, suddenly comes to town. I mean, I'm just thinking of links we've had previously. And Latte Lapp was a very strong one. And, a year ago or whatever, we supposedly put in 20 million. It was just too late for Borough to find the replacement goals right on the cusp of the window shutting, wasn't it?
Yeah. So on to the fan forum. What was your thoughts following the fan forum? Any takeaways? Any thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I liked platinum plated money, is what Ashton said. They didn't say oxygen, did they? That annoyed me. They should just throw one in there. I didn't hear it. If they did, tell me in the comments if they didn't. I missed it. I actually thought it was a really good event, which sat nicely after the training ground thing. So you can see the sequencing of this. And he said there's going to be a second part this week or next week or whatever in it. Yeah. Next week, I think, after the run of games. So it's a part 2 to that. I think maybe going around Portman Road and stuff. I thought it was really good. Ed Schwartz brings some really good value to it, I think, talking about, the ownership model and all that kind of thing. A bit of the joke about Nunes, wasn't he? Even Mark Ashton's going, he's in your head and everything. Shows you how different our club is run now compared to Norwich. We used to look at Norwich and think they were far better run than us. But it's question marks over this Ben Napper, who's now had 2 managerial failures. Is Philippe Clement going to be a third one? Then you've got Ashton sat there in the middle of those 3, and Ed Schwartz saying, I've had this guy run any of my businesses, be it football or outside of sports. Mm-hmm. So we're in a really good position there. I mean, it must have been music to your ears to hear that nothing's happening to the Cobbold currently.
Well, no, we spoke about this on Sunday, didn't we? We spoke about this.
All chips are in on the training ground. What did he say? 40 million they've spent on that training ground. Yeah. There you go. There's your that money gone. Isn't it?
Well, yeah. Look, we spoke this on Sunday about the Cobbold stand. I'm not against it coming down because the view isn't going to change particularly drastically.
You did make a very good point, though. Maybe think of you because you always say, "Is that going to be the main stand?"
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm heading.
Are happening. I've sold on your funder now, and he said that has got to be a stand that is a 365, 24/7 or whatever it might be, piece of infrastructure. It can't do. I mean, I know you've had the centre spot there and all that, but it needs to be more than that, doesn't it, in order to pay its way.
Yeah, it was going to be the massive part of the overhaul of the stadium. It's going to be a different as you say, 365. I still live in the world where I think they turn that stadium around. I think he finally gets, I won't say a wish, but something he spoke about in his early press conferences about how the stadium is back to front and the club's got its back to the town, and we need to, be more in the community, etc. I think he really, and it's just a shame a little bit. The football fan in me thinks it's a little bit of a shame that the council want to build that new centre, because you'd almost want nothing to be. You almost want the whole car park to be able to be purchased by the football club to then really go to town in terms of maybe a hotel, in terms of other, leisure facilities where you can get the fan experience up, or in other words, extract another pound out of the fans before they enter the stadium or as they enter the stadium or whatever. But it's a shame really that they want to use that space, which I don't think they should anyway. I think too much stuff on the same location is just too much. I think it's the infrastructure around there is not good enough to withhold that, personally speaking. But
yeah, agree with that. You saw another side. You saw that funny side of Kieran again, didn't you? That guy got up and said, "Mark Ashton's the greatest signing this club has made in whatever it was." Any more of Mark Ashton's family here? Any more cousins?
But this is it, right? That was funny, and that's the thing, right? You may not always agree with what Kieran does, selection, tactics, whatever. You may not always like what Mark Ashton does in terms of transfers in, transfers out, whatever. But I do genuinely get the feeling they're two guys that you would 100% go for a beer with and have a good time.
Yeah, it's come across like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like that.
Where they're just good guys. What you see is what you get a little bit. With a good sense of humour, you could chat, go for a beer, and you're only going for one, but you're there for 4, 5, 6 hours with different stories and jokes and just back and forth. Which you don't always get when it comes to executives. And
it's very good. I think they're very open with the fans. I think it's very good. I mean, traditionally, like if it was like a media thing, they'd be very guarded or straight back. And which we do see Kieran do that around team selections and talking about players and stuff. But in that more relaxed manner with the fans asking the questions, I think they do all come across. They do come across very well. Mark Steed got a little nod, didn't he? He's the man who had the vision. He was, right, wasn't he? I mean, no denying it. He put the numbers through that model, or whatever, led to promotion to the Premier League. So I think it's very interesting. That Ed Schwartz said this, didn't he? They feel like, going back to what I said earlier, they feel like they're in a much better place on and off the pitch than we were last season, which kind of hints at we couldn't really consolidate in the Championship because we got promoted too quickly, and that kind of bit us on the backside. Now you can, even though we've gone down a division, it feels like they seem to be in a very good place with it all. As we said in the show Sunday, looking off the back of the training ground video, wherever it was, you've got changes in Game Changer, and the ownership model seems in a really good place at the moment. Really good place.
Yeah, Paul says Ashton said they have an agreement with the council building the road behind the cobble, so it's going to be a lot bigger, which is it's going to be exciting times for our football club in that regard. Sometimes you feel these things are a waste of time, and sometimes you think, they're not very good. But I thought, in terms of a customer-facing exercise, I thought it was really good for the football club.
We used to lament the fact that you didn't even know what Marcus Evans looked like, did you, when he owned the club for about a decade? So, I think it's great that they do those kind of things. You don't want a gap between the ownership, management, staff, and the supporters. So I think it's really good. I mean, even like a number that probably went under the radar a little bit was the foundation is like impacting 9,000 people, be it kids, adults, whoever it might be, a week. That's huge. Yeah. Actually, you've got to thank Paul Lambert for that. That was one of his ideas to bring back in when he became manager. I mean, again, that was something else that was redundant under Evans, wasn't it? Now look at the impact it's having in the community. So it all adds up to this kind of feel-good factor. But at the end of the day, it will be judged whether or not we finish in the top two. Come May the 2nd or whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So anything else before we close that you took out of the evening, or you didn't know before you went into it, or that you thought was not what you agreed with? Whatever it might be. Could be good, bad, or otherwise.
We talk kits. It sounds like there's another year, another season in Umbro. And then they're going to go.
Tell me if I'm wrong. But every time that question gets brought up, it feels like I'm living in like Groundhog Day with it's another year. It's another year.
They must keep extending the contract. Tell me, what do people in the comments think? Have you liked Umbro? I think the Umbro. I mean, look, I haven't bought a shirt this year, but I bought the other Umbro ones. think they've been good quality. A bit overpriced, maybe. I think the shop's a bit lumpy, to be honest with you. But as we said the other week, it'd be quite good to see another provider come in, like a Puma, a Hummel, someone we've not had before, give you a different look, different design, different feel for our next Premier League campaign. Fingers crossed.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at the Paul P comment. The contrast between what we have now and wasted years under Evans is incredible, and you just sort of you pinch yourself at times because it generally is. It's for me anyway, because I started this show when we were under Evans and we were going nowhere, and we're sitting here 5 years later with an ownership that you don't always agree with. And look, I will be the first when I don't agree with something, as people know who watch the show, to say. But I thought last night was an excellent exercise in meeting your customers, your Patreons, whatever it might be. And I don't think Ed Schwartz is wrong either. I think you could give Mark Ashton any business in the world to run anything, whether he knows anything about the industry or not. He is a tireless midfielder, isn't he? 110% every week. You're going to get a guaranteed base mark figure of 7 out of 10 every week. Doesn't matter if he's got injury or not. He'll be saying, "I'm ready to play, boss. Play me."
He's Morsey and Longo combined, that engine in the midfield, isn't he? Yeah, he just seems to have energy for everything, doesn't he? Which is just brilliant. And again, goes back to when we did start the show, and we said Norwich are in such a better place than us, and we were talking about their recruitment. That's when that what's his name? Stuart Webber. Stuart Webber was the guy, wasn't he? I mean, now look. I mean, they've got this. What we said earlier, got this Ben Napper, and he's on his third manager now. We're in such a better place. And Ashton said, he wouldn't have sold if it had been G on the other foot. Wouldn't have sold such a pivotal player to.
Yeah, easy to say that, though, isn't it? Easy to say that.
They need the money, though. They needed the dough, didn't they? They needed that money.
But it's easy to say it as well. Like, I get what Ashton's saying, and it's, I wouldn't expect anything less of an answer in that situation. But I also do kind of hope if Norwich did come in for an offer from one of our players, and it was a good offer, you'd consider it at the very least. Like if they offered, I don't know, let's say when we had, I don't know, whoever. Name me a player. Name me any player you want.
All right. So, for example, someone who's on the periphery of the team now, like a Harry Clark, for example.
They offered 9 million for Harry Clark.
What the hell? Have they gone back into the Premier League or something? They'll be dropping down to the League One with them.
But if they offered above market value.
Yeah. Well, I think, I get that. I mean, McKenna said, "I'll give you the boring answer." He wasn't really bothered where Nunes came from, was he? It's the fact that he fits the criteria, ticks the boxes that he wants in that midfield, well, across the midfield and into the 10 role, doesn't it? So it's just good that we're the ones splashing the cash and taking the cherry off their cake. It's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in your scenario, I think not only would the club hesitate, but the player certainly, I think, would hesitate, because obviously he's a local lad come through the ranks. And
talking of which, before we finish, big Fabio Wardley, heavyweight champion.
Yes, there you go. And new.
Unbelievable scenes.
Congratulations.
I've eaten humble pie. If you're a long-term viewer of this show, you've seen me eat humble pie on here before when Kieran got us promoted out of League One. I've got to eat humble pie here again, because I don't think I've ever seen this on air when we're doing shows. I probably said to you, Mike, and Crunch, I'd be surprised if Fabio Wardley wins the British title at heavyweight. Now world champion. I think it's fantastic. What a story. That is a proper, you get a lot of things saying, this is a real Rocky story. This is a Rocky story. This is someone's come through white collar doing local shows in and around Ipswich, Suffolk, whatever.
Yeah.
It's WBO world champion.
Phenomenal story.
So,
Congratulations.
So pleased for him. Absolutely brilliant.
Congratulations to him. Right, anyway.
He's won that off the back of nearly 2 defeats. Nearly getting beaten at Portman Road and then pulling that out of the fire, and then stopping Parker as well.
Yeah.
Just brilliant.
I've just seen the time. We are 15 minutes over what I thought we would be doing this evening. And that's because I think the last 15 minutes we've slipped into friend mode, where we're not really doing a show. We're just talking, hence the name me a player and do this and do that and what's this and what's that. I think we just slipped into, it's almost like we're backstage and the stream button says over, and we're just
yeah. It's basically it's like after the show, everybody.
It is.
I mean, when we done the show on Sunday or whenever it was, we didn't know what numbers we was going to do. We've done over 1,000 for that one. So big thanks to everybody.
Absolutely.
We were just chewing the fat about the training ground, really. But
I said
That's
that
the
to you on
vibe
Monday,
we
didn't
want.
I? I
Yeah.
messaged you Monday and said
Yeah.
our audience, our community is something just phenomenal,
Yes,
just
yes, yeah.
phenomenal support. So thank you very much, as Pat says there. But yeah, we're going to end the show there. We're going to actually officially end it and probably carry on arguing about which player you would sell for $9 million to Norwich and why you would sell it. Backstage. But thanks for watching. Don't forget Stowmarket Osteopaths, quality care in Stowmarket. It's 1985. Give Freddie a call on 01449613633. Thank you to Dominic and to David for your kind generosity this evening. It's really, honestly appreciated. I appreciate you both very much. Thank you. But yeah, give Freddie a call. 01449613633. This man here is the media mogul, Matthew Phillips. I don't know if I put it to nothing or Matthew, because obviously I don't know which way the lens is going to be. I watch it back. If I'm putting to nothing, Matt, I'm going to be so mortified. Like
It's okay. I'll get over it.
And thank you to the audience for watching. Take care. God bless. We'll see you after the game on Saturday for our fan reaction. Then we're back here again Sunday, earlier time on Sunday, midday. But join us then. Take care. God bless.
Sound right, boy.
You've reached the end. Thank you so much for watching. Hit here to subscribe. It's totally free. And hit here for more Talking Town videos. I'll see you on the next one.